Welcome back, students. Here, as I already told, that chapter number 12, it is not so easy to understand without practical, but also we need to go because we don't have other options. Then when school will resume, there is no fixed date yet. So however, whatever is possible, I'll try my best to make you understand. As soon as school is resumed, we have to go through all the topics through practicals. Without practicals, so you may not understand, but if you concentrate little bit, you may not get the full concept, but the idea about the chapters and why these things are used, how to use, you will get. So I hope you will cooperate with these classes and with me also. Sometimes you will get some confusion because some commands are there in the chapters, so students get confused to use these commands in proper way. So here you see that in the chapter there are so many topics are there, and you are very fortunate enough that this time half of the chapters, I would say, it is omitted. So up to this mass it is there in your syllabus, and remaining parts are omitted. Select statement, only one or two statements are there, and rest of the part it is already omitted from this chapter. So that's why I have decided to start this chapter. Otherwise though I would start this chapter when school will resume. That time I was thinking, and I already told you that several times, that this chapter will be discussed after school is resumed. But we have to take a risk, and we have to go through the chapters even and rigorous practice. You have to do practice at least every day, or one after another day, to write the command yourself and to just practice and just keep recalling all the commands that we will discuss. And don't worry about it that it is so hard. The chapter is so easy that if once you understand, then this chapter will be very easiest chapter among all the chapters that you have learned in class 10. Okay, let's start this MySQL. Sometimes it is pronounced as MySQL also. You can say MySQL or MySQL. SQL, not C, actually SQL is, it is like that, SEQUA. This is SQL. Okay, so MySQL or MySQL. Now what is this actually? So before going to start the chapter, we must have some knowledge about what is database. Okay, for that just I have drawn some pictures here, so you will get the definitions of database here. The definition of database, it is given, it is a collection of interrelated data. So for that I would give some examples that you will understand what is actually the database. So many websites you have found, and so many shopkeepers, they are using different applications to store their stock information. Like in Vishal also you have seen there, all the things are computerized. They are storing their information in the computer system. Actually where these informations are stored, where the data is stored, and another things that you have created, maximum of you have Facebook account. When you create your account, where your data goes, when you upload something, where these things are stored. Okay, you are watching YouTube videos, from where these YouTube videos are coming, where actually these YouTube videos are stored. Not only about YouTube, I will say that all the softwares, all the websites that you are visiting, all websites, they have their own database to store the information and data, store the information. Okay, now see, when we search something from using Google, okay, it goes to different websites that we have learned about search engine, and we have also learned about the server program and the server machines also, where all, as we have discussed in chapter number 2, even servers is the machine where all the data are stored. But how the data are stored, this is the database. This is the database where data are stored. So in this chapter, what the things we'll discuss, what the things can be done using your database. Okay, first of all, you see, let us take example about your Facebook account. Sometimes we need to update something. That means you need to change your name, you want to change, you want to add some more information. So when you edit something, what is the actual code behind the edit button? When after, sorry, update button, after editing you will obviously do update and it will be updated. What is the code actually written behind the update button? When you select something from your account and you want to delete, sometimes we delete your comments, delete your pictures after selecting. So when you click the delete button, what is the program or what is the code actually it is written behind the delete button? When you search something, to ask something to display, the data displayed to you, from where, how the data will be stored. When you search, actually what is the program written behind the search button? So these things actually we have to discuss here, but as the maximum part already have been omitted, so these things you will not get here in your syllabus, in according to new syllabus. But what you will get, that means after creating tables. Now what is tables, we will discuss one by one. Let us discuss what is database. Here I have given the database. The simple definition, if you see, the database is a collection of interrelated data. Why is it interrelated? Now if you have developed a software or website about your school, it's a Markaz school, or maybe any other school, or any organization, so all the data must be related within your organization. The data should not be related to the others. Like that, you have created a website about our school systems, a Markaz school. So that website must contain all the data related to only Markaz. It should not contain other data like Don Bosco's or other schools that you have. So that's why it is said as interrelated data. Now another one, what is then relational database? There are different types of database. Okay, object oriented database, hierarchical database, network based database. But here the most famous and most popular database is relational database. When a database is known as relational, as we know, database is a collection of interrelated data, and obviously when you collect all the different types of data, according to data you must have different tables. Okay, like if you, here I have given some 3 tables. Like here, when you create a table, database which is relational database, so under a relational database we'll have multiple tables, and all the tables are related to each other. How the tables are related? Now see, in this student table all student information are stored. Here fee table, fee structure about the students those who are, some students may not pay the fee, or some students whatever they have paid, everything the update, the things, every data will be stored in the fee table. And exam table also, your exam results, your exam marks, everything will be stored in the exam. Now you can ask why the exam is related to fee. Yes, exam also related to fees. Sometimes you can see in our school, as we say, our principals always used to say that if you don't pay your fees, then you will not get your, that means result. That if we provide result online, so some students will pay some their fee, so they will get their result in the website. But if some students they have not paid, so they will not get. Not only about website, maybe any other standalone software, even a management software if we prepare for only our schools without any websites, there will be also a database where all the data will be stored in different tables, and these tables are related to each other. When a database contains multiple tables, this is a relational database, and these tables are related to each other. So definition of the relational database also it is given. Now how this database actually can be created? There are different programs are there to create relational database. Okay, see here I some of the examples I have given. MS Access, that it was in class 9, MySQL and Oracle, etc. So many programs are there, but here according to our syllabus we will discuss only MySQL. So these are known as RDBMS software, RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Now here another things you will get, MySQL. SQL means structured query language. Now query means what? It is asking a question, like you have got the definition of query in class 8 even, because in 8 also MS Access was there. So using MS Access also you can create database. You had created at that time. Okay, if you could recall this, all the things that yes, we used to create these things using MS Access. We used to create tables. Okay, so here also the similar thing, but we have to do in different way. So this is the simple introduction that what is database and why it is relational database, and from where actually MySQL comes. Now you come to the first page. Here you see MySQL, it is given. It is structured query language. Okay, my simple, and other things SQL structured query. Here the developer, you can see, you can underline all the developer names of this MySQL software. Okay, now remaining things, a very important question here, one time it comes that this MySQL database maximum times it is used for web-based application. Web-based application means what are the softwares actually running on the internet, like websites. Okay, so this MySQL maximum time is used to create such kind of database. And another thing is there, this is platform independent. The MySQL, it is independent application. It can work in different operating systems. Platform independent, we have got the definition of platform independent. What does it mean? In XML also we have got that this is platform independent, means it can run in any operating system. Once a software is created, obviously when we create a website, obviously we have used XML or HTML. The must without HTML cannot be. So database also will be there. Whatever your website operating system is there, no problem. Maybe it is Windows, maybe it is Linux, maybe it is Mac, whatever, but this database will work very nicely with your any operating system. So it is platform independent. Sometimes it true false it also comes that MySQL, it is platform dependent language. Okay, it is totally independent. Remember it, any platform it can run. So the rest of the part, it is here, it is said that why it is SQL. Here you can see, you read this paragraph here, how it can be downloaded and what the version will discuss in the chapter 5.6 version. So once school is resumed, I can show you what is 5.6, the version is there. Okay, so let comes the different MySQL commands, because SQL commands here all are depending on the commands. According to that various situation, you have to use different types of commands. So for that, here I have drawn like picture wise, tree wise. Okay, so first of all you see Ddl command. What are the Ddl commands here? Ddl commands means data definition language. The full form is there. The definition, you will find the command which will define the structure of your database. Remember, which are the command which will define the structure. Structure means how the database will be created, how the database can be changed, maybe the table may be changed little bit, it can be modified. Drop means what is the difference between drop and delete. Will also get delete, but delete it is omitted from your syllabus. So drop means something to be deleted permanently from the database. Once you want to delete a table, if you want to delete a database permanently, then we can use drop. And other things also, other purposes also it can be used. One by one we'll get. Truncate, another one. So truncate, delete, these are same, but I think the delete is already omitted, so truncate also it will not come in your exam syllabus, it is omitted. Comment, as we know, how comments are used in XML, HTML, JavaScript, everywhere we have got comments. So here also comments are there. The definition, it comes, what comes in your exam now. See, in one word question comes, you can see the extra questions that I have provided there. You will find all these one word questions. What one word question comes, in that way it comes. The statements, these statements are used to modify or else to define the structure of the database. So you have to write Ddl command. So question will come, what? The statements are used to define the structure of the database, or database structure, you have to write Ddl. So next you come DML. So under DML, what are the commands are there? You see DML. data manipulation language. So in manipulation language, select most. So this part is, I think, is it maximum part of the select is already omitted. Insert, update already omitted, so we will not discuss this update. To change something, okay, in your table something you want to change, this is called update. You have to insert the values. So how to insert that? When you do form fill up online or any softwares we do, whenever we enter some values, then we save these values where actually these values are stored, how the values will be stored, what is the command behind that save button. This is the insert. Okay, how to insert these things, it is there in your syllabus, we will discuss. So what is manipulation language? That means after creating the database, after defining the structure of the database, we will store the data. That means playing with the data. We are modifying data, we are editing data, we are deleting data. So here it comes about, we are selecting data. So whatever the things are coming under the data related, all the data related commands are data manipulation. That means we are manipulating with data. So this question comes one word questions also. The statements are used to managing the data. So this is called DML. The next it is come TCL. These are not in your syllabus, even previous syllabus also it was not there, but you need to know what is TCL, because here you see transaction control language. Here commit, rollback, save point, these are the three commands are there. Even these are not under our syllabus. In previous syllabus also these things were not there. In chapter it is not mentioned, but you need to know what is these commands are. Commit means what, rollback is what, save point is what. So let's see one example I would give here. Here you say sometimes perhaps you have heard that someone went to ATM and he tried to withdraw money, and he enters the amount and suddenly got messages but there is no money. He may not get money. So sometimes it happens that we go to ATM, we enter our card and enter our PIN, and suddenly we get enter the money, how much you want to, like that. So 10,000 if I have given, without getting money, sometimes it directly message comes in your mobile phone that 10,000 already debited. Okay, that means you have withdrawn, actually you have not got. Then what we do? We call to the customer service, or sometimes without calling also it comes within 72 hours or 48 hours it comes. But how it happens that once you got that money is deducted, then how again we get the money? This is the transaction means in bank that we do, this is the transaction. So for that simple example I would like to give here. So there are three steps here I have given. Say here, say today, so yesterday you had 15,000 money in your account. Okay, in your account. Today you have withdrawn 10,000. That means you have entered 10,000 but you did not get money and you got the deduction messages. Actually you have not got. Then what will happen? After some times again your account will be updated that you have 15,000. That means the 10,000 again it will be credited. So now what is this? Once the money, if you get 10,000 money, that means your transaction is committed. It cannot be go to the previous point. Once it is committed, it is finalized. But if it is not finalized, we can go back. So this back is known as rollback command. Rollback command is used here. So up to how much it will be rolled back? The save point, there was the previous save point, up to this much it will be rolled back. And once it is committed, if you get money then it is committed, you cannot go roll back. So actually these things are happening here when we do a transaction using in bank. Once you transfer money to someone, if it is transferred, then okay, it is committed. If sometimes it happens that your money is deducted but the recipient did not get money and you make a complaint, and suddenly again what you get back money. So once it is committed, if it is transferred, if it is withdrawn, that means it is committed, no one can get the previous money. So this is called rollback to get the previous point. Okay, now come here. So here, when these TCL commands are used, any modification is done by DML, because in DML we have what? Update command, we have delete command. Anything if it is happened when you withdraw money, that means it is updated. Something is happened, that means your accounts, it is crashed. Sometimes it happens something that deleted or something happens, then you go to bank and you ask to do something. So here any modification is done by DML, then we can use what? TCL commands. This is the definition. This question also it comes one word. These statements are used to manage the change made by the DML statements. Very important command. Any modification is done by DML statements, then we use TCL command. Then the next command you come, data query language. Here there are two commands, grant and revoke. What is grant and revoke? You can see in Facebook also these commands are working. How? So when you can see in privacy setting of your Facebook account, some only me, public, okay, then friends of friends, like that you get. Okay, so these are the grant that you give. If once you have given permission like only me, that means other than you, no one can access your account details, your profile details. If you do public, that publicly you have granted, you have given. So the command against that buttons are these commands, grant button. So once you made as a public, then you want to don't want to give as a public. Now you want to make it private, means only me. That means you are revoking, you are withdrawing. So when you withdraw, that means this command is called revoke. So these commands, when it is used, these commands are used when you give a such kind of privilege, access. Privilege means give permissions to use, access someone to use something. Say you are as a database administrator, you are the manager of your bank, and you have given some access to the software that he is the person, he is the employee, he can use this option. He is the employee, he can use this option. So you have granted. But after some days you can change the grant permission, that I want to withdraw these permissions from you, you cannot do this one. So this is called grant and revoke. Actually, what are the commands behind such kind of things? It is the grant and revoke commands. This is data control language. So the definition you see, the one word questions always. And last one is DQL, data query language. So under data query language, what are the things are there? The select, show and help. Now select two times here, remember. Select, it comes under data manipulation language and data query language. Here at the definition I have not given data query language. So what is the use of select? To select something, we will discuss later. Show, to view, to display something, like how many tables I have in my database. If you want to display, then you can use show. What are the different databases you have in your system, then you can display using show. And help, as you want to get help. So these are the different types of commands we have. Okay, the next you see, after finishing this part, you just go back and just listen and watch the video again up to this much. That means you just refresh your concept. Once you have gone through the video up to this much, again you start from beginning up to this much, then you start for the next. Here you see starting MySQL. How is to start? I cannot show you, sorry, because computer I need a practical. Here all are things are practical. Okay, so here one command is there. If you want to see your version, which version is running in your computer system, you can use this command. These questions may come also, which command is used to display the version. So this is the version. So next page you go. In this page, creating a database. So creating database, how to create a database, here I have given shortcut. Okay, while watching these videos you are asked to write all the explanation very nicely in your copy, because when school will resume, this copy will help you, and this better than your book, because here the shortcut things you will get and it will help you very easily to understand. So creating database, how to create a database. In your book so many things are given, you must read these things, but to point out point wise, if you want to remember very shortcut trick, so these are the explanation will help you. So better to write in your copy very nicely this explanation. And I must get when school is resumed, that time you cannot say that I have not written, sir. You must have these copies very nicely, it should be written in your copy, class copy that you had. So here the to create database, obviously data manipulation command, we have create command. The syntax is there, create database, then you have to write the database name, and then lastly semicolon is must. These commands you have to use. Okay, so semicolon is must. Example I have given, if you want to create a database name is school, this is the name of your database, then the command should be written create, then database, this is the syntax, under syntax, then database name, so database name is school, then semicolon you see. Here in your book you will find that one extra keyword it is given, if not exist. It is optional, you can write, you can omit also, it is optional. So if it is can be omitted, we will omit this one, time loss. So we will not use this if not exist. That if not exist means what? If the same named database is not there in your computer system, then it will be created. It means what? It means this. So without writing this also it gives the message that already exists. Okay, no need to write. So after creating your database, if you want to display that yes, my database is created or not, let me see what are the database I have created, then you have to use show databases, not database, show databases. Then you will see all the existing databases that you had created. In that way, some predefined database also is there. Here that just now we have created school, so it will also display under your list. Okay, so the question it comes sometimes, which command is used to display all the databases, existing databases? So this is show databases. So directly question may come. So very important question also is just remember that how to display all the databases in your system. Now as we have, there are so many databases. Among all the databases, which database will you select to work with? That means you must select a database in this to activate the database. So how to activate the database? The syntax, that means command is use. What? Use command is used to activate or select. Sometimes it comes which command is used to select or activate. Remember, select also it may come, activate also it may come, or directly it may come use a database. So you have to use syntax is use, then database name. So example I have given, our database was what? School. You have to write what? Use school, then semicolon. After that your database is activated. So under the database, now if you want to again you write show tables. Now show command is used to display the databases as well as the tables under a database. So if you want to view all the tables under a database, you have to activate the database. Remember, without activating a database you cannot display all the tables under a database. You must activate. So once it is activated, now you can use what? Show tables under school databases. If you have created some table, then it will display. Yet now we have not created any table, so it will show empty set. Okay, now how to remove or delete permanently a database? Here the code is drop. As you know, drop is used to permanently delete something. Syntax is what? Drop database, then database name. We will have so many databases. So among which database, among these, which one you want to delete? So that database name you have to mention. Drop database is the part of the command. These things I have written in capital, but this is not case sensitive. Remember, you can write small letter, capital letter, no problem, but better to write capital letter because these are the commands to highlights. Okay, These are the commands. So you can highlight this by writing capital letters, and you can use small letters, no problem. Now see example I have given. To delete the school database permanently, you have to write what drop database, then the database name is what, school. After writing, your database will be permanently deleted. But here in your book you can find that here also it is given if exist. Here it was given if not exist. Now here it is given if exist, means if the database is already there, then it will be deleted. If not exist means if it is not there, then it will be created. Remember. So these things just to remember. And the difference between delete and drop, what delete is used to delete the contents from the table. That means that once data is entered or inserted in a table, using delete command we can delete such kind of data from your table. But drop is used to permanently delete a table. Whole table it can be deleted, whole database can be deleted. Okay, one column of a table can be deleted permanently. For that we use drop. So up to this much today, you just watch this video and very nicely and write all the notes that I have explained, and you mark accordingly in your book also. And don't stop practicing these things. We need to do practice. When the actual commands will start doing, simply we have created simply a database, and to activate a database and delete a database and remove a database. But the remaining classes will discuss how to create tables under the databases. Okay, so today up to this much. Thank you.